I'm gonna hurt you. Now round and round we go, 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 round and round we always taking me round in circles. Always scared that I'm gonna hurt you. Now round and round we go, 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 round and round we go. You know I'm still in your head, so what I left you unread. You know I'm moving silence, and I've been on a roll. Been so long that we in control. Muse in the room, but she on that pole. Heard about yourselves, I ain't see 'em. Flying off the line in my DM. I don't have time for this, no. This is why you're always alone. Decisions you're making, I don't know what's going on, but that ain't none of my business. I wanna move on. Always taking me round in circles. Always scared that I'm gonna hurt you. Now round and round we go, 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 round and round we always taking me round in circles. Always scared that I'm gonna hurt you. Now round and round we go, 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 round and round we go.
That's killed it.
You made the decision to play Thiago. Klopp doesn't change the system since Luvac left. You don't want to change from the 4-3.
I've got nothing left. I've got nothing left.
What's going on, people? What's going on, people? We are back again on the Dre James Show for... Is there a point of doing a tactics board? I'm happy I'm doing it today. I'm a bit calmer. But it's the first time in a long time. I think I've just got to go and say it straight. Say it straight off the cuff, straight off the bat. Liverpool bottled it. Before I talk about anything else, before I get into the people in the comments, before I shout everyone out, ask you to like and subscribe, I'm taking accountability for Liverpool. We've got no one to blame but ourselves. Not the referee. Not this, X, Y, Z. We bottled it. We bottled it. When we spoke about, you know, Chelsea, Pochettino, blue boy bottle job, billionaire bottle job, whatever you wanted to call it, we bottled it as well. We bottled it. And yeah, I'm here to take accountability for all Liverpool fans. If they want, even if they don't want to, if they're not going to do it, I'll do you know what I mean? Put the blame on me. Shout out to Akon with that one. Hope you're doing well, people. Big up to Hollywood in the building saying we actually let Lil Boosie. No. Does everyone know who Lil Boosie is in the chat? If you don't, I'm gonna get an image up. You know what? He's Lil Boosie without that Boosie fade. That's what he is, man. Ahmad done it. Glenn Vergaili, big up to yourself, saying bottled it 3 times in one game. Big up to Mr. Yao saying bloody shit from Klopp. You know, Captain Sal saying, JJ, let's go win the league. That was always the priority. Rest is a bonus. Yeah, look. I'm not going to do this thing where we just start to try spin it and make it a positive thing straight off the bat. I think we've got to own it, own your grief, own the pain, and then we speak about the positive side of it. Let's not do this. Oh, yeah, don't worry. Like, it doesn't matter anyway. That wasn't a priority. No, that was a priority. If you look at the lineup we played, that was a priority. For Klopp, it was a priority. The fact that we had sold out, do you know what I mean, the Man United section, that was a priority. The fact that we're all in pain, that is a priority. The fact that you're saying, right, let's just go win the league now as a result of this means that it was a priority. Look, to go and win this competition was a priority this season, no matter how we explain it. We got Young with an old soul saying Liverpool couldn't save you in this one. Yeah, you're definitely young if you think it's been Liverpool there. You're definitely young. I give you that, young with an old soul. How old that soul is, I'm not too sure, but big up to yourself regardless. Anyway, good luck on your FA Cup journey. Good luck on your, do you know what I mean, on your quest for glory. The league's not going to offer you that. Europe's not going to offer you that. The Carabao Cup, in fact, didn't offer you that. So maybe you will find some solace in the league, and I hope you win it. Chelsea fans. Big up to Alexander Day Lost. Big up to yourself. We've got Brian in the building. Big up to your damn self. Big up to get a junior game manager in the building. Big up to Harris. Make sure we're heading over to jnr.gamemanager on Insta and on Twitter or X. Christian Darwitt saying, let's be real. Being in Europa is an L by default. We would only be happy if we go and win it, to be honest. Facts. Alexander say, why are you playing Klopp's reactions? Because they're my reactions. They were my reactions yesterday. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say. Honestly saying, we in the building, gutted with the loss, but looking at how the Man U fans act like they won the treble, it's a bit embarrassing. I mean, is it? I'm going to be honest. Is it embarrassing? They got one over their rivals. Last season, we had a terrible season, and we slapped them 7-0 in the league, and that's just a league game. They finished ahead of us. They won the Carabao Cup final, got to an FA Cup final, right? And we were still goading with the 7-0 in front of their faces. I'm going to be dead. I'm not even trying to be shameless today. We can't be shameless. We just got to own it, honestly. We've got to own it. Take it on the chin, man. We shot ourselves in the foot. Facts. Big up to Ed in the building. We've got Angel saying, why have we learned from Luton? We conceding goals from our own corner again. Why are we leaving one defender back with a minute to go? Coaching staff. Responsibility at the back. You talk about leaders. You talk about, you talk about everything else. Yeah, it's not even about the coaching staff, Angel. I'm going to be real with you, man. It's the players on the pitch. Coaching staff is one of it, yeah. But sometimes you just, like, I mean, Gini Wijnaldum disregarded what Linders and Klopp wanted him to do in the Champions League final, semi-final against Barcelona. He did it. And look at the results. A minute into the game, you just got to have some new, like, that's just having some brain cells about it, man. Tyler saying, I'm fuming still. I'm sure you are, man. B saying, you've got to admit, Sir Klopp's Sir Klopp's a sore loser. Listen, he is, and we're gonna touch on that. We're gonna touch on that. Facts invented a whole 7-up trophy. Well, we didn't invent a 7-up trophy, but we did slap up United 7-0. So, like, yeah, I mean, 7-up. That's the banter. That's fine. But what I'm saying is, you should be able to celebrate how you want to celebrate because it's contextual, isn't it? It's just contextual. Edson, I'm gonna miss your boy Norbert's head loss. Even Prime Jose head loss don't match up to Klopp's. Yeah, it's all right, man. It's all right. I assume. Let me know what type of are you a United fan, Arsenal fan, Chelsea fan? Let us know, Ed. Let us know. Honestly saying Liverpool's transfer plans are underway, and Michael Edwards is keen on bringing in Jamal Musiala. I mean, we can talk about that. 3-2 up with 7 minutes to go and lose. Come on now, man. Come on now, dog. Come on, man. Still frustrated that we basically threw the game away after casually pussyfooting around when 2-1 up for most of the second half. Turned it into a training game, and we needed that third goal to clinch it. Why is VVD such a lazy defender? Explain to us. Lazy defender? Best defender in the world, mate. Best defender in the world. Every loss this season has been our fault. It has. But look, people, it's the tactics board. Make sure we're smashing the like. How long this is going to go on for, I don't know. Shall I do it? Player ratings. We can, but I don't know, man. Let's just chop up the game. Like, we started off poorly, and it's the 7 out of 10 games right now this season we've started off quite poorly. I haven't started to the best of our ability. Maybe 6 out of 10, right? 60-70% of the time we do not start games well. We don't start in the manner we want to in terms of that high energy, high press. That's when Liverpool under Klopp play their best football. And that allows teams to stake a foothold in the game. They start to look like they're creating chances. And of course, in previous games, we would have gone on and scored 1 on 2 and then went on to score 3, 4, 5 or whatever it is and just seen at the game. In this game, in an FA Cup game against your rivals, we didn't start well. They started very, very fast and we're up 9, 10, 11 minutes into the game. Can't even remember. Targeting us down the sides that we spoke about in the preview, people. Behind our right centre back, or behind our right centre back and our left centre back, where the flanks are free. So the likes of Garnacho, the likes of Rashford to be able to go and run into Bernardo, obviously Bruno Fernandes roaming around just in front, Højlund occupying those 2 centre backs. We spoke about it. That was the main threat that United would try to pose and have, and I did predict a 2-1 win. To Liverpool, and I did think it would be close. Some people saying 4-0, 5-0, 5-1, and I don't know where these predictions were coming from. We've done it. Do you know what I mean? But in our home game against United, and look at that bit us in the back. We've done the same thing again because we get over-gassed by results without looking at performances and looking at the fact that, in derbies, form does go out the window. It does. And yes, we are a team in form. Yes, Rashford has been pants this season. Yes, Anthony's garbage. Yes, Amad Diallo's not. He's not started a game this season. I don't even remember him playing. The last time I remember him playing, he was wearing red and white, and not the red of United. He was a Sunderland player. Sunderland till I die settings. Sunderland till I die. Harry Maguire was a striker, people. Harry Maguire played. So when we go in with this confidence, there has to be a bit of, context applied. Games need to be looked at individually. Anyway, we're down and it looks like we're shocking. We keep getting counter-attacked and then all of a sudden, boom, we score a goal. Manchetser, deflected shot, takes a shot, it goes in. Manchetser, straight back in it. Couple minutes later, Salah. We start to play well. Diaz is starting to cook. Starting to move warm. Manchetser's moving warm. Liverpool, all of a sudden, 2-1, do you know what I mean? 2-1 up in that first half. And it's looking like, okay, Liverpool going to see off the second half. You know how good Liverpool have been in the second half. I mean, best team in the second half. Most goals after the 80th minute, after the 70th minute. Most winning goals. Looking at this game, and it was going to be comfy, people. And then we got to a stage in a game where we really started to dominate. Really started to dominate, people. And I'm talking 35 passes in a row. Salah's ending up at right back and the United players are walking. And if we see out that game at that point, professional performance, it is an inquest into how Ten Hag allowed his players yet again to walk around the pitch, not really care, at Old Trafford. The crowd went silent. And then what happens, people? They bring on Anthony. Anthony comes in. Spins. Swivel, right foot, bottom corner past Kelleher. And it starts to look it starts to look terrible. It starts to look terrible, man. So yeah, it's that happens, and then of course we know what happens after that. Elliot obviously scores, makes it 3-2. We then look like we're not in the ascendancy, but finally we got a goal back very, very quickly. Hold on to it now. And lo and behold, obviously, we concede to a Rashford goal after Rashford missing a few chances, even after the goal he scored. Well, no, he actually missed a couple of chances, hit the post, missed an open goal in regular time. And yeah, man, we're in a situation where, you know, it's a 3-3 game, 3-3. We don't look like we're really going to score. Gakpo messes up. Okay, he made a decent pass, but that's a pass I'd expect like Joe Gomez to play, in it. As a forward, you're just incisive there. You play the correct pass. Yeah, man. Like it is what it is, man. Like, I mean, we get Gakpo just doesn't play the right pass. Like, he's not incisive enough. He's a bit all over the place. And lo and behold, like, is what it is, isn't it? Like, we concede to an Amad Diallo goal. United are partying. It is what it is. Like, what do you want me to say, man? It is what it is. Like, were we the better team? No. Do we deserve to win? Not really, based on the whole game. But when you look at it, like, based on that second half, especially to like the 80th minute, 75th minute, we should have completely dominated, man. Completely dominated. Like, to the point where, like, listen, I don't know, yeah? And, like, get the comments coming in. I'm seeing everyone's comments. I was looking at United like they're trash, you know? To start so well and then fall off to the point where people are walking on the pitch, like, that should have been Liverpool's job done. And for me, if I'm being honest, and we're going to get into it, right? Is when you make the subs and the players that come on aren't, they're not the types of players to try and calm a game down, because that's not their game, regardless of how well they've done this season, regardless of who those players are. You're just adding fuel to that fire, because United wanted it to be an end-to-end game. And Liverpool, unfortunately, it was a game where they should have just gone away from what they do and try and see the game out. We've done it before. We've done it when we used to bring on Milner, when we used to bring on Henderson. That used to happen. When you bring on more forward attacking thinking players, what happens? They start to just bomb forward. They start to just get forward. And then you're in a situation where, you know, you're chasing the game again. Do you know what I mean? You're chasing the game. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Like get your comments. I'm about to go through the comments, and then we're gonna chop up a bit more, man. I'm probably gonna do player ratings, if that. Why is technology like this? People can probably tell I'm frustrated, innit? People could tell me probably I'm frustrated, but let me get into the comments, man. Let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Hollywood saying we need a convo on Sobosai looking like a fraud. We'll chop it up. Big up to Jake saying Bradley should have just speared Garnacho. You know what? I swear to God, that's something I would have done, man. I'm just breaking his. You know what? Let me not even get cancelled. Let me not even get cancelled because people realize what type of person I'm. Not a good guy. Well, I don't want to be. Boom Boom 43 saying our 5th choice attacker is out of form. Yes, but the main issue was that that only for, if not for Kelleher, we would have continued about 6 or 7 goals perspective. 100%. 100%. I don't even think that's the worst issue. It's not. It's not. It's not. Tyler saying, I think our forwards are more of an issue than our centre-back and left-back issues. I don't think centre-back and left-back issues are a problem, to be fair. We've got 3 left-backs. 3 left-backs. Boomer saying, hold on. We've got Estonian here, big up to us, saying Gakpo didn't force Klopp to put a strong 11 on the Thursday when the leg was wrong. I don't know, man. We big up to Black Nuke saying need players to come back from injury during the international break. I mean, you got players back from injury. Like, if the players we had on the pitch should have just won the game. Came out saying 5 at the back, move Endo to the middle. When it was 3-2, game would have been done. Yeah, it would have been able to see that. I mean, it is against Old Trafford. You never know. Like, you never know in these games, innit? But I hear you. Ed saying, would you agree there was a level of arrogance starting with Klopp playing the strongest 11 in Europa League, dead rubber, to the way the players barely got out first gear yesterday, except for 15, 20 minutes in the second half? Not in regards to the game, because we put out a strong 11 still against United, so I don't think that's a problem. But in terms of arrogance by the players and arrogance in terms of like how we probably believed we won the game, and yeah, I hear it, man. I definitely hear it, man. Captain Sal saying the quad was always a dream, so no point getting upset about it. But losing even a kick about in the park against United, something to be upset about. I mean, you say that, yeah, the quad was always a dream, but you were on for it though. That's like me saying, yeah, I want to be a millionaire, building a business up to almost get to that million mark, that valuation of £1 million where I can then sell it. I do something that makes it flop and it plummets, right, to £500,000. And I go, well, but you know, $1 million was only a dream. Now you are on course to go and do it. And when you actually look at, I know we speak about fixtures, right? And like the fact that there's pure, you know, bare games to play. Looking at the likes of, you know, this person has to play multiple games week in, week out. Do you know what I mean? This is more important. It's like you only had like, what, 2 more games left after this if you had won the game. 2 more games to get another trophy? It's only 2 more games. I don't know, man. Like, we've done the hard bit already. Like, if at the start of the season, it's like, the first round, and you're like, sack the FA Cup off. And you had that mentality. Not my perspective, but I get it. Like, you sack off that because you're like, cool, it is what it is. But to go and do that when you're 2 games away from final, to me, is mad. That to me is mad. I don't know, man. I don't know about you guys. I don't know, man. What else we got here? We got Han in the building saying, we're the famous Man United and we're going to Wembley. Thanks for a blessed Sunday, JJ. I mean, you're welcome, man. You're welcome. Thank you for a great season, though, regardless. You've been very entertaining to watch. It's been amazing to see how the manager that was going to, you know, end the era of Klopp and Guardiola is seemingly on his way out. So thank you so much for that, Han. Hope you had a great Sunday, though. Hope you had a great Sunday. Big up to yourself, Han. Well, I don't know. I don't even know where to start, man. B saying, wait, hold on, Jay. Do you think VVD is better than Wesley for fun? Oh, come on, man. There's more people than that, man. There's 51 people in the building. Smash the like, people. There's 51 people in the building. Smash that like. Yeah, great Sunday, isn't it? Great Sunday, Uncle. Yeah, JJ, man. Like, listen. Anyway, we got G in the building. Oh shit! You moved out.
Say that again.
You moved out.
Yeah, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have to upgrade in that. So.
I hear that.
You're telling me now, bro. You good?
Yeah, man. I'm just summarizing the game, man. Really, before I don't even
want everyone in the chat, by the way.
I think, look, it was a game of where like tactics kind of went out the window because it became like a derby game. We made it a bit high intensity. But the way they started, they just targeted the areas that are always targeted for Liverpool, which is obviously the flanks when our fullbacks had to go and get forward. It meant that Rashford and Garnacho had a lot of running. As a result, it just caused a lot of problems because people are running back into position, and then it just became a bit intense. We then had a spell where in the second half for me, it was just looking like a professional performance. It was looking like, all right, cool, we're just going to see this game out. Even if we don't score, it had just been a professional performance. And for me, if it had stayed like that, there'd have just been an inquest into how United were able to go from such a good first half performance, right? Albeit they conceded 2 goals, to walking around on the pitch where Salah's ending up in the right back position, popping it around, doing like 5 passes between him and Kwanzaa because United are just not pressing. And for me, just obviously the culmination of not putting away our chances and then bringing on players that aren't players that control games. They're not controllers of games in the same way a Milner used to come on or even a Henderson used to come on. So you see, like when a lot of fans complain about the sideways passing players, all he does is pass sideways. That's when you needed a sideways passing, man. That's just going to keep that rhythm flowing. And the tempo just stays the same, but it just keeps that rhythm flowing. Instead, we brought players that want to try break lines, drop a shoulder and try drive into midfield, and then you start losing the ball, and the game becomes a bit cagey. They start having a bit more chances at Old Trafford when that's their cup final. Recipe for disaster, man. And the longer that game went on, I was just not confident, man. I even thought, I was like, look, we're going to lose in extra time. We're going to lose in penalties. I could feel it. And it was just the way the game was going, because it was like, if you don't put away 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chances, they're going to get that one. And they're just going to become confident because they're going to be like, actually, we're doing all right defensively. Do you know what I mean? Because you just gain confidence from that. And yeah, man, it's, like I said, more than anything, I just think it's just, I'm frustrated because that's a competition where you're 2 games away from a final where you can win it. The Premier League is not a given, and the Europa League, regardless of what people want to say, is not a given. You still got a few games to play. We still got 2 games to play against Atalanta, 2 games to play in the semi-final, and a game to play in the final. The league, you still got bare games to play. That's the cup competition, like the Carabao Cup, where you win 2 games and you win another trophy. Now, for me, it's about winning trophies this season. I don't know about anyone else. I don't know. Let me know what you thought about the game, man. Big up to yourself anyway. Before we.
No, come on, man. Love every time. And guys, man, smash the lights, man. Smash the lights. Like, don't be bozos like Liverpool on Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't be losers. You know what I'm saying? Don't walk away a loser, man. Smash that light. But yeah, I agree with what Jerry said, man. At the end of the day, we were in control for the majority of the game, but I think this kind of game I've seen like 1,000 times from Liverpool this season. I'll say 1,000 times, but you know what I mean in terms of exaggeration. Like, I've seen this game so many times, but usually we come out with the victory. This time, unfortunately, we didn't. And I think that's what I was talking about. You know, I was speaking in the group about the luck and stuff. So that's where sometimes, yeah, I mean, where I felt Liverpool have had this kind of performance in other games and been lucky that you don't meet a Manchester United on Sunday who just put away their chances when they get those chances. Like, usually we meet a Wolves who miss chances that they should be scoring, or you meet a Brentford who one-on-one and somehow the keeper saves. These things just happen in seasons. And it was kind of the same that I thought was going to happen on Sunday. I was like, I didn't know Manchester United would come back. I'll be real. I didn't think that they would, hit the 2 goals, but they did in the end. So that's why I'm like, I didn't really feel like extra time. Liverpool didn't deserve to win anyway. Manchester United thoroughly deserved that win in extra time. But that's down to us at the end of the day. You don't want to put away your chances. I don't know how much luck you think you have. Do you know what I mean? I don't know what rabbit foot or what, 3-leaf clover you've picked up that you think, yeah, man, we can just keep doing it. Keep doing what, in terms of just missing chances, left, right, and center, 5v2 situations. Now we don't need to score them because we can just keep doing, as Jerry said, the professional thing and keep bopping it around and stuff like that. But I'll be honest, even playing that professional type of way for Liverpool, it's kind of alien to Liverpool, for being real. That's not the way that Klopp wants to play. That's not the way. That's why he brought on Elliott. That's it, like you don't steer away from your nature for too long, regardless. And he's shown that enough times this season, but we've not been penalized for it. So it's not going to get highlighted. It's not going to get spoken about. We've played games where we've been professional or whatever, and teams have still had chances and they just not scored. But we don't speak about it. We don't bang on about it because we win the game 3-1, 4-1. We get another goal potentially in those kind of moments. We score one of those 5v2 situations. This time you don't do that. And when you don't do that, that's the end result. And I think even bringing on the Elliot and stuff, like that's like, to me, I just, when he brought him out, I was like, yeah, I had a feeling he was going to do that. Like Elliot was fine, by the way, before anyone even start. I thought Elliot was fine when he came on. I didn't think he was poor. I thought he brought some level of energy, but his tempo didn't match the tempo of the players who were still on the pitch, kind of thing. Gakpo, of course, being another one of those players, coming on and stuff like that. So when your tempo isn't being matched, things are going to start looking like a mismatch. And this is where we're at. You know what I mean? So it is what it is, man. Honestly, it is what it is.
Look, I hear your point, yeah, about, look, we can see chances. I've spoken about it before. I don't like in the way we go and play. I think that's just the risk we want to go and play. We spoke about enough streams where we've just said Liverpool just want to go and play this way. Like they bank on being able to put away their chances and keep you out more so than not, more often than not. But when you go and look, and we have 25 shots on goal, they have 28. We both have 11 shots on target. That's a cause for concern because Liverpool don't concede 11 shots on target in games. Whether that's against City, whether that's against Tottenham, whether that's against whoever.
But what I'm even going to say to that is, forget the on target stuff. That's probably the irrelevant part, because that's just, it is what it is. Look how many shots you're conceding anyway. We concede shots in every game. Like it's not,
but
like
not 28. But not 28.
It might not be. It might not be at 28, but we concede a lot though, bro.
But they score. But it's not 28. So that's you have to look at that proportion. It's like me saying, oh yeah, I'm a boxer, and usually throw like against me because I've got a good jab, man, throw maybe 20 punches around on me, yeah, like trying just mad. But in this fight, man's threw 50 or 25 30 punches or 40 punches. It flushed, at me, he threw 50 punches to me. In that round, it means that exponentially over the game, I'm more likely to concede the chance, especially when you look at it, Liverpool from an attacking standpoint, that's the number that Liverpool usually have against majority of the teams. When you go and look at it, it's about, we've got 16 shots, 10 on target or 9 on target. Is like we create the same amount of chances per game. And like you said, Liverpool are always a team that score goals. But when you're going to concede that amount of chances in a game, you're causing problems because, again, that's the risk you're looking to go and play with. And it's like we decided to, I don't know what it was, but we just didn't have control of the game at any point. It's like we just said, we're going to revert back to what we, and regardless of what I think, this season, we've had more controlling games, even though we're still a team that like to be a bit end-to-end. There's times when we go and just keep it for a bit, and then we go again, and then we go again. In this game, it seemed like the gap was bare long. Old Trafford was looking like the new camp. I was watching the game thinking, right, is Old Trafford that big? Old Trafford was looking like there's pure space. Endo was by himself. Manchetser was by himself. You had flipping Diaz running with the ball when there's like no one near him. It looked like you put like my under 10s on the 11-a-side pitch, a 7-a-side against someone with and just said, just go and play. The gaps were crazy. I just don't know. I don't know what it was. Is it Klopp? Is it the players? I
think more the players than Klopp. And that's one of a few times.
Gee.
Exactly what I'm saying. Like it's definitely because I can't look at, you can't legislate for Nunes being a twat in that situation, to give away the ball. I can't legislate for Elliot being a twat and giving the ball. Like that's not Klopp. Like that's not I can't say Klopp. That's not on you, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Because the reality is, if we're being super honest, and as much as I'll be critical against him, he coached a win in that game anyway. As you said there about being professional in that moment of time. Now, where some people disagree, I don't know if you're one, but I know some people disagree, is in regards to the subs and then bringing on certain players to do certain roles once they obviously come on. That's where, yes, I do think 100%. You almost shifted the game in Manchester United's favor, which then gives them the confidence and them the impetus. And then, as I think someone mentioned in the chat about, it turns into a basketball match, which with the fitness we've got of these players at the moment, considering some of these players, you know, are playing how many minutes? Salah playing 90 minutes against Prague, even though we're like 102 up, like, you know, these kind of things, even though I know he took him off, but there's the fitness of the players that was never gonna last. We played so many games this season, this 2024, should I say, not even this season, just in 2024 alone. Manchester United were coming off the back of this, off of a week, you know, free to be able to, you know, relax and do whatever it is they needed to do to get prepared for this game. So yeah, like, I'm not gonna blame Klopp solely. I think I'm more looking at like 70-30, 70 in favor of the players, and 30, I'm like, okay, yeah, that 30%, yes, Klopp, you definitely have to take some level of responsibility in regards to that. But yeah, man, like, bro, like, I know we can see the best shots, and that, yes, you're right, it is the equivalent of usually only get hit 50 times, but this time 50, cool. But the reality is you're still getting hit quite a lot anyway, regardless. It's not like you're getting, obviously, I know we have the odd games where we might only see like 5 shots a game against like a Burnley, or 8 shots a game or whatever against them kind of shit teams, but against like the better teams anyway, and against teams who give us trouble, we do concede a lot of shots anyway. The problem that they will always have is their on target rate. But as you said, the volume of shots that they're having anyway, bro, of course they're gonna. Yeah, that's just Liverpool's way, though. That's the point. That's why I'm not so mad, because I've seen this game before this season, and we've come out victorious 4-1, 3-1, 3. We were going for 3-1 for time, and I was like, bro, like, the way we're playing, like, really, like, is this is gonna be sustainable? But it was sustainable enough. Unfortunately, that's not going to last in every single game. That's why I'm like, yeah, extra time. Yeah, we was never really going to just continue doing that. Like, the options that we had coming off the bench, like, I don't think that was going to be enough anyway. And they were bringing pace. They were bringing intensity off the bench, because they were obviously trying to chase that lead once Elliott had scored and stuff like that. But it was going to kind of work against us at some point in time, man. Like, better game management, and that's why I say 30% on Klopp. Better game management, of course, 100%. You got to think of those kind of little things, because clearly small margins. They scored in the 87th or whatever minute it was that they scored in. So, of course, that's going to play a factor. But then like I said, man, the players have to take that responsibility as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, when we do the ratings, we'll go through some players, but come on, bro. There were certain players on that pitch that I just thought, nah, you were either dead or meaty. And I'm sorry, but if you're being dead or meaty in a derby in the FA Cup Quarter Final, you don't deserve to go through, unfortunately, because I looked at some of the Manchester United players who in quality are not better than us. Garnacho, fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Maino running rings around the likes of Endo, McAllister, and Szoboszlai. That should be impossible. That shouldn't even be a thing where I'm even talking about. This guy, no disrespect to Maino, by the way, I think he's a cold player, but we ain't talking about Jude Bellingham, Pedri, Gavi, them type of Donnies, but maybe we are now. I don't know. Did you get what I'm saying? But he's running rings around these guys. See, these guys are seasoned. These guys should know how to handle someone like that. Young ball, and you're letting him treat you just like some idiot in the midfield. Oh, come on, man. Do you
think bar a couple times, yeah, where he showed his quality? I think he's a good player as well. I actually have him. I think he's top. Do you think he ran rings round like?
I wouldn't. Okay, not for the entirety of the time that he was on the pitch. I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh yeah, for the whole.
I hear that. There was a couple times where like he sidestepped them, got past the press, and then popped
them
around.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't like, obviously that stuff was aesthetics. I know people like that shit. That was all good, but I'm just talking in terms of his level of dominance within that midfield. Whether it was because of those things where he just looked like the most senior midfielder on the pitch at one point, and I was just like, how is this possible when Endo's 31 with that much experience? You've got a World Cup winner in there, and you've got another player who's captain of their country. I know we're playing away, and Manchester United, as much as we might ridicule them, they're not a shit team. Yeah, I mean, on their day, clearly they can do stuff like this. But the reality is, I was just disappointed with the way that the midfield were not really controlling the game too much. So, for the period, I would say after half time, I would say for about 20-25 minutes, yeah, there was a little bit more McAllister than anything else. But again, the way that we play that long ball football, kicking the ball long, or looking for the knockdown, or looking for the whatever kind of thing. You saw I think I was looking at, there's about 5 pictures that I saw when we're on the attack or anything like that. There is no midfield. There's no midfield. There's just Like our
The
defense.
bank of defense, one
Yeah,
bank of the defense, and then just
yeah.
Diaz running. That's what I'm talking
Just
about.
Diaz, yeah. Sorry, yeah, okay, fair enough. Sorry, I missed that. I missed that part. Apologies, but like, there wasn't even like a midfield. I'm not blaming the midfield, by the way. That's not it. That might have just been by design. But I'm looking at thinking, but there's not even a midfield here. Like, because of the way that we play and the way that Manchester United were obviously trying to get their goal as well. Then fair enough. But like I said, I just wasn't too happy with the team's performance anyway. But I've seen this performance enough times, man. So I'm not going to be too mad at it because I'm like, I've seen this before, man. So at some point, I knew that it would probably come unstuck. I just didn't think it'd be FA Cup Quarter Final, man. But we're here. We're here.
Do you think, yeah, a lot of people are talking about the it's to do with Klopp, but just obviously coaching as well. We've gone very, very strong against Sparta Prague at home. Salah plays the whole game. Virgil van Dijk comes on. Soboslai plays that game. We have Nunes start. Diaz starts that game, or Gakpo, whoever it was. I think it was Diaz. And it was like, why go that strong in a dead rubber game, right? In a season where Klopp then comes out and we'll talk about, too many games. You had an opportunity there because of how well the team done in that first leg to really rotate. Trust the likes of Dan's to come on, who hasn't made an appearance. Since that concussion, he has not made a single appearance.
Who?
Jaden Dan's.
Oh, Dan's. Oh, Jaden. Okay, sorry.
Hasn't made a single appearance since that concussion. Where's Kumas? Where's McConnell? I know Clark's got a couple appearances so far. Where's McConnell? And we've just gone and just said, yeah, run it back again. And then you decide to go and, take off Salah and bring on Gakpo and Elliott, who, if you were a player and Gakpo's coming on currently in the form right now, you're thinking, cool. It's gonna get easier from here. It's gonna get easier from here because it's Salah on the pitch, right? It's Salah on the pitch. Soboslai was just, like I said, he can be a threat from distance. So, and you pick up some decent position. So that's another player. And then you go and look at it, and it's like, now we're in a situation where you've taken off your best player in a game where it's now going into extra time because we haven't been able to see it off. But you've gone and made a change. For what reason? Is it to freshen up legs? Is it to change the aspect of the game? I don't know what Klopp was trying to go and do.
Listen, man, we got Scratch. He said it's a very Klopp thing to do versus Sparta. I don't even know what else to say. I don't even know how I can even add on that. It is a very Klopp thing to do. That's Klopp. That is Klopp in a nutshell. Doesn't matter what's going on, Donny will do that. We saw what he did, Diogo Jota, a few years back. Dead rubber game. We didn't even need the victory. Let's do that. Let's play strong players that we need, and he gets injured. It's just little things that, like I said, I'm not even trying to put no blame on the guy, because I put more of the blame on the players. But you do stupid things, you expect stupid results. Guess what? You got your stupid result. So maybe now you talking about how much we have squad depth and how much you trust in these players and how much you believe in the young players that you've got here. These are the times, man. Not when it's easy. Not when it's 6-1 up, 5-1 up against Sparta Prague. I don't give a fuck about that. Let's see it. Let's see the depth that everyone here has been banging on about. Gakpo's our 5th choice striker, and this guy's Bradley's the next guy for, like, and again, I'm not saying that Bradley's not good or whatever, blah, blah, but just using that as an example. We talk about this stuff all the time. We mention this stuff. We talk about the depth. Rare tear. Well, show me the depth then. Man, I need to see Van Dijk coming on in against Sparta Prague. What the fuck was that about? Bro, I saw Bruno Fernandes playing centre-back on Saturday. I promise you could have put Salah or Diaz at left-back if you wanted to.
Maguire was up front.
Maguire, come on.
Maguire,
these are the little things.
Anthony was at left-back.
And this is what I'm saying. This is why I say, and by the way, that's not a dead rubber. They're trying to score a goal in a game against Liverpool in the quarter final of the FA Cup to get through to the semi-final of the FA Cup to go to Wembley. So it's not even like, oh, it's a dead rubber and they're just trying something. No, bro, like they did everything they possibly could, and the manager just worked it the way he needed to work it. So yeah, man, look, it is what it is. That's the only thing I can really say when it comes to with Klopp. Like that's just something that he does. And you know why he did it, only he can answer. Maybe, and I'll try and give him some type of grace. Maybe he saw it as he just wanted some players to get minutes before the United game. He just wanted to keep their rhythm and stuff like that, because we know Liverpool are a rhythm type of team, you know, kind of thing. So maybe he wanted to do. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not even. Donny's leaving, so I don't really care about like you make the decisions. You're the gaffer at the end of the day. Do what you want to do, my bro. Do you get what I mean? So it is what it is with him. So we're here now. We're here out of the FA Cup.
Yeah. For me, big up to Remy saying anyone can criticize in retrospect. Klopp was right about his decision to go strong against Sparta Prague. It does not have an effect on the loss against. Well, of course it does. How can it not? In retrospect, well, that's what a review is. That's what the tactics board is. It's everything's done. Like, I'm not predicting. Like, do you know what I mean? It's like if Klopp goes and wins, and that's the thing with football, isn't it? It's like imagine, right? Imagine this is in retrospect, Klopp decides to go and say, actually, you know what? I'm gonna play Endo as a centre back, I want McAllister as a centre back, and I want Virgil van Dijk up front with Tsimikas as the DM, and I want Gakpo at left back. We'd look at that and be like, what the hell are you doing? If Liverpool end up scoring and winning the game 3-0, in retrospect, right, it was the right decision. At the time, I was saying it was wrong. But well, of course, like you're saying that based on the fact that he won the game. Are you trying to tell me Liverpool couldn't have won the game without them?
That's the only thing I can realistically think of is you're saying that we couldn't have won the game without Virgil van Dijk coming on, without Salah playing the full 90 minutes, without other players.
We were 4-2 up.
Jerry, I'm just trying to answer the question. Don't get mad at me. I'm just trying to answer the question, bro. Yeah, like I said, I'm just trying to see reason. Because for me, I see bare people like angry and stuff. That's why I put in a message before I come on. I was like, why are you so angry? Like, you knew this was coming. You knew a game like that would come at some point in time. Like, it was never, ever going to be a situation where you can continue playing the way that you play football and just expect to just keep on winning matches. I get it. You're winning games, you're drawing it or whatever. You're not losing games. So there is going to be that in the back of your mind and blah, blah, blah. But, like, really? Is it like, did anyone really think that? Like, I didn't think Manchester United would necessarily win the game because I had Liverpool down as 2-1 winners prior to kickoff. But hey, I guess in retrospect, I'm wrong. You know what I mean? So it's just one of those things, man. It's just one of those things, bro.
Yeah,
one of those things.
It's bruv. Yeah. We got to Mersey Red saying, with the way we've been getting injuries left, right, and centre, Klopp had no reason to field most of our starters Thursday night. Even if we won the game yesterday, I'd still be saying the same thing. That's my point. It's like you look at that game, like even if we lose that game, right? Let's say we lost because we won 5-1 in the first leg. Let's say you lose that game 3-0. You're still through. You're still through on a 5-4. So that's the point, is the fact that you didn't have to go and play Diaz. You didn't have to go and play Gakpo. You didn't have to play all these players because you knew you had a bigger game coming up. You had, like, do you know what I mean? Like Klopp at the end of that. Did you hear what you said at the end of the Europa League game in regards to Salah?
What did he say?
He's like,
but I didn't watch the game. I think after 25 minutes, I turned the game off.
So I watched it. It was like something along the lines of like, ha 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 ha. Yes, I told Salah to not defend because we kept.
Oh, okay. Yes, I saw the quote. Yes, I saw the quote.
What kind
of quote?
Like, do you know what I mean that?
I do the flipping chuckle,
bruv. Like, yeah, like what is this, man? Like I said, he's been like you got to praise him. When you got to praise him. When it works, you got to praise him. But sport is a game of fine margins. It's a game of fine margins. Right? Do you know what I mean? It's a game of fine margins. If you don't get it wrong, it don't work out. It's like if we got Endo and then there was trash in retro, it wouldn't have worked, didn't it? We'd be sitting there saying we're not in the position we're in because we got a DM that's not good enough and we didn't pay the money, right? But when you go and it does work, then you're vindicated. That's the way it looks. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Remy here saying, have you thought about the effect of a loss against Sparta Prague on the momentum of the team? I repeat, your criticism has no rationale. Your criticism has no rationale. Based off what? It has no rationale saying that in hindsight, you shouldn't maybe have gone and played the strong team because now we've got some injuries. I.e., Cody Gakpo has rolled his ankle. I.e., Nunes is injured. Like, do you know what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. Remy, like I said, if you're gonna go and do this kind of like protecting, like, do you know what it is? I guarantee, like, your parents, like, will be like, do you know what I mean? You're the type of person to back your brethren, back your mum, and in every, like, in the gang thing, G, he's just loyal no matter what, bro. No, like, it doesn't matter what his boy does, he's riding out for him. He's riding out for him. You know that sometimes, G, I'm not gonna lie, if you've done something, I'd check you in it. I'd be like, no, like, bruv, like, that's wrong. He's the type of, he rides out, and I respect it,
Hey,
bear in mind,
we need someone loyal in the gang.
Bear in mind, I'm praising Klopp when we're talking about this as well. You know, like, I'm saying, like, nah, 9 times out of 10, he's got the things right this season. As in, like, 9 times out of 10, the decisions he's made have been perfect. When he's brought on Elliot, it's worked. We're at the Palace game, it was fantastic. I was like, why are we bringing this guy? It worked. When we were going to play this player, it's worked. You're allowed to criticize the manager. Do you know what I mean? The idea of criticism isn't to go and just attack your beloved Klopp, innit? Like, I'm criticizing the fact that we could have done something better. Bear in mind, I'm saying he's had a better season than I thought he would. So I don't know. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not rational. Innit?
Like I said, man, it's a defeat like this yesterday, man. Yeah, like, the Wolves are out in terms of you got, and again, we'll get onto when we talk about the players, but you've got people siding with players, you've got people siding with, like, other players, manager, people against this and that. And I'm just like, brother, I promise you, man, it's not even that deep. Like, I feel like it wasn't even as deep as we're making it out, because if you see the patterns of play, Liverpool didn't lose the game in a way that you thought, rah, like, this is actually Matt, he man out irrational. Like, Liverpool didn't lose the game where I was like, rah, brother, we just got bopped off the park like I've never seen in my life before. Because then you'll be like, that would even hurt more. Because then you'll be like, bro, like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, what's going on? Like, why did we do this? And and all of that. Then that's where I feel like that's where you could start saying this, that, and the third. Brother, we lost a game the way that we probably should have lost other games anyway this season, regardless of the results in the end. And that's the point that I'm trying to make with like some people, in why we're probably seeing more about, like, the Colts and people saying this, that, and the third. But listen, I say to everyone, I say on Enzo's calling show all the time when he tries to shut people down, I'm telling him, bro, let people speak their truth, man. So Remy, speak your truth, my bro. If you feel that way, then you feel that way, man.
No, do it is. He's just right. Because the
I'm not gonna argue.
But you know, Irrational's saying, like, oh, like, I don't know. I don't even want to get into it. Irrational's like, you know, if I just said, like, Klopp needs to get sacked because of what he done, he's like, nah, brother, that's irrational. Me just going and saying, actually, in hindsight, you probably shouldn't have gone and played some of the players. Do you know what I mean? You shouldn't have played them, and they could have had a rest for this game.
But even looking at that, you're saying, obviously, speaking on that point, just before you move on or whatever, like, you're talking about not playing, like, it not really having an effect on the next game. Of course it does, purely because it's literally the direct game after the previous game that we've just had. If this was 3 games ago, we played Sparta Prague, won, and then we're trying to use that as an excuse, I would be like, nah, Remy's actually spitting facts here, because
100%.
That wouldn't be effect, in my opinion. 100%. It's not a direct effect. But the fact that we've got injuries, we've got a lot of players who have been out, a lot of players who are just still coming back, a lot of players who are already probably even hitting that red zone, as we all like to call it, kind of thing. We're already kind of thin in certain areas of the pitch, as it is, where we know one more injury in the right back position, we're fucked. Like, you know what I mean? Like, or one more injury in this position, whatever kind of thing. We know that we may not be as strong as we want to be. So when we're looking at these kind of things, of course, we're going to look at something like that game. And the worst thing about it, the reason why, I guess, why Jerry's saying it, and everyone else in the chat is saying it, bro, that game was a dead rubber, my brother. Like, it wasn't even, like I said, I turned off that game after when I saw Nunes miss and he fucking skied it over the bar. I said, but I'm not watching this, bro. Like, I'm not here to sit and watch Liverpool slap this team, and he's still got Donny missing open goals and stuff like that. I said, I'm good. Let me just watch my series and I'm all right, because it was such a dead rubber. I didn't need to think about it. I didn't even need to do a match review on it, because it was like, what can I even review about a game like that? It's not going to tell me anything. It's not going to tell you guys anything. But that's our previous game, though. All I know is that certain players played this amount of minutes, and I'm sitting there thinking, Salah played what 90? What Virgil came on? Right. Okay. Shit. I thought these men all had a rest. I thought he played. Start bringing on like Jerry was asking the McConnells, the Clarks, all of these guys. Like I thought all of these guys were gonna start playing the Dans and stuff like that. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Yeah, cleaning lady, 100%, my bro, 100%. Man's watching that now.
Exactly. It is what it is. Big up to Any saying, couple man need to start learning Arabic and that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, smash the lights. We got our uncle in the building saying in our country, Ghana, they used to say Nkrumah never dies. Guess what? He's been dead for 52 years. Okay, I'll go. It's funny. Nah, do it is. Yeah, like I said, looking at the game, I don't even want to do a player ratings, yeah. Because if I'm gonna be honest, you see, when I look at individuals, yeah, like as an individual, bar like
I thought McAllister was alright.
No, but bar like one or two players, I think everyone individually, if I gave them, I couldn't even give them like poor scores. It wouldn't be like, no, you're getting a 4 because you were terrible. Like I don't think when I look at it, like, and this is why I keep going back to it. It's just the lack of control, because when you go and look at, for example, what Soboslai has done what he's been doing in terms of running, transition with the ball, trying to go and be 100 miles an hour. Elliot just does what he's doing, right? He's just done what he's doing. You've got obviously Salah played well, I think, when he was on. Obviously didn't get a goal, but his role had to change because of the fact that I had Wan-Bissaka right up on him, and when he's right up on him, when you think Salah played well? Yeah, because I think Salah couldn't do what he wanted to do because of the fact that the man Wan-Bissaka just had a man marking job. He had a man marking. It was just, I'm gonna go and stand on no matter where Salah's getting. Salah had to have the identity to be, actually, let me drop a bit deeper and just stay out wide, and my positioning is going to go and do the damage. Because what happens is you then got Nunes moving away that way, creating that space for McAllister to drive into or to get into, or Soboslai, whoever. And then Wan-Bissaka's like, what do I do? Naturally, usually, I'm supposed to leave the man out wide there and cover the centre. As the ball gets played out to Salah, then I can get out to him. Because he's just standing there, it was creating a lot of havoc. And in that towards the end of that first half, and then in the second half, Salah's doing that perfectly. It got to the point where he's popping the ball at right back, and Wan-Bissaka was like following him out, like, do you know what I mean, to the right back position, just leaving bare space open for us to go and play through. So it's like like I said, he had a decent game. Yeah, he got a goal as well. It's not like he wasn't like outrageous where he's just, like vintage Salah, but the role he had to go and do that in that game, do you know what I mean? He done it well. Like he started to nullify Wan-Bissaka in the first early parts. Wan-Bissaka was just eating him up. It was looking like Rudiger against Salah a couple seasons ago and all that type of thing. But then, like, there's no one. Like, I think Kwanzaa was good. I think Kwanzaa was like, there was a couple times I think he's the one that drove forward and had a shot. He was doing step overs outside the edge of the box. Looked comfy. No one really pressured him. He dealt with anytime Rashford came near him, he dealt with him. Rashford didn't really cause him any problems directly. It was just more the space that we were leaving, and it's more kind of structurally. Van Dijk was Van Dijk. Robbo was like, there was no one out there. Maybe Gomez. There was no one really out there that I was like, oh, you were terrible, like absolutely terrible. But we still didn't have control of the game, and that's what was worrying for me. Yeah. Is that I look at it and it's like, yeah, but it's just been the same kind of issue I've had with sometimes with the Klopp system, where it's when you don't have that control, when you don't have these players, when it's only McAllister that's trying to go and keep the ball, and Salah trying to keep the ball, and even Soboslai after a while just started to try to keep the ball, and that's the period when it was like, all right, cool, they can't even get near us. As soon as you take that out, it was just boom, 100 miles an hour again. It was like, no. That's what they want. They want it to be end to end. You're giving life. You're adding fuel to the fire against at Old Trafford, because they want it to be like that. They're a team that want to counter attack. They're not going to dominate possession against you. And that's what we gave them. I don't know about you, but
I didn't like in terms of like, I thought Szoboszlai was like, well, he was so mid, like so mid. But what you're saying is right in terms of the role that he was doing. But I also felt he was one of the reasons why we weren't really gaining that control. And if I'm being honest, other than obviously on the ball, that's where you look at McAllister to give you that control. But off the ball, you can still have a level of control within that midfield. and he did not help, in my opinion, at all, really,
McAllister.
towards that. No. So Bozalai, I didn't feel like he did. McAllister was just good on the ball. Off the ball, it was okay. Like, no one was shit. Like, I'll say it now. I don't think anyone was shit. So we'll get that out of the way. But I just don't look at Bozalai's game, especially in that game where I'm like, yeah, I didn't think you played well, though. Like, I couldn't sit here and say the role that you did, you even did that well. I felt like you did what was probably asked of you, but it still wasn't well. I see people saying Elliot played shit. I don't feel like Elliot played shit, but maybe I gotta watch that again. I don't feel like Elliot played shit though. I feel like he was, but again, Elliot did what Klopp asked him to do, which is I need you for the energy, the intensity, quicken shit up. I need to do this, I need to do that, and he did that. I know we don't like the fact that that happened, but he did what he was, kind of asked to do. Gomez and Kwanzaa, where I don't think they played shit, but that connection between the two, I didn't like on Sunday. I felt like they didn't seem to know when to go, when to sit, who should go here, who should kind of go where. Hence why you end up then just having Kwanzaa in doing what he was doing, because I know Kwanzaa was doing the whole dribbling forward, which was fantastic, by the way. Very calm. He looks like he's a bit of a decent dribbler, which we knew already. But you could see the whole time that he's doing it, Matip is a bit different because Matip, he will have his head down at certain points. Kwanzaa constantly had his head up, even while doing it, because he's looking for a pass. It's not even like he's trying to dribble, but because he's looking for the pass, Manchester United are not obviously closing him down. He's thinking, well, I can keep going here. I think he helped to set up the McAllister goal.
Yeah,
the McAllister goal.
Yeah, he's the one. Yeah,
he's and again, like I say, fantastic. And listen, I like Kwanzaa. Like, he's been really, really good this season. But I don't feel like that's what he wanted to do. I feel like it just happened that he did that because, one, he's not being closed down by Manchester United, but two, there's no runners, there's no one moving, there's no one giving him any type of option, that he's almost forced into a position where it's like, let me just kind of keep going and just see where this lands for me. And again, nothing wrong with that.
As a centre back, though, that's what you have. You have to be someone that reacts. Like, they always tell you, if no one's pressing you as a centre back, don't stand idle on the ball. When it either move it or you step in, and you keep stepping in until it's like, all right, cool, I'm in a position where I can do something. It's not like, I was planning to go. You can't preempt these things when you're because you're stepping in that position. So it just depends on what the team give you. That's why I look at that and I'm like, look, he's cool. I hear you about Szoboszlai, because even it was just here as well. Big up to Ben as well, man. Hope you're doing well. I know Ben's fuming. I know Ben's fuming, right?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, big up Ben.
Saying Szoboszlai isn't doing enough for me, and I agree with that. I think, and I actually heard it in your review. It seems as though there's been something that's gone from his game. I don't know if it's a confidence thing. I don't know if it's the energy, but it's that you called it that spark. But I don't know what it is. But it's just not there, because he's still doing what he was doing.
Exactly. Thank you. He's still doing it, bro. So, but you're not doing it to the kind of, bro. I don't need to do it to that level, but you're not even doing it up to a level where I'm like, yeah, he's calm. Sorry. He's got
3 goals before going into the game. He had 3 goals in his last 5 games. From a midfielder, that's very good. Like, it's very, very good stats, right? Yeah,
who did he score against? Prague and that.
Yeah,
Prague and Southampton or something.
Yeah, but regardless, like, you can only play what's in front of you. He's scoring goals. I'm not saying it was against Man United, Man City, Chelsea all in a row, but you can only score what's in front of you, right? Nunes was scoring this goals against the same people. So was Salah. What I'm saying is he's scoring goals, so it's like, cool. His numbers aren't too bad when you think about it, but even though it's like there's something just gone, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's top. I don't know.
This is why I asked you about the Salah thing earlier on. Salah's my guy. You already know that. So I will always try to back him where I can back him. And when it comes to the numbers thing, there's only one Premier League player who can chat to him when it comes to numbers, and that's Haaland. But when we're looking at performances of these type of people, I'm just like, it's all well and good when you are putting up the numbers. So Szoboszlai getting your 3 goals in whatever, that's all great. And that's not going to be a problem when the team are playing well, because you just become one of many. You're not a standout, but you just become one of many. That's fine if the team are winning. It doesn't really matter. But when we're then analyzing games like this, where you're not offering me goals or assists, now I'm looking at your performance. Can you at least give me that? Yeah, now there's a bit of a conundrum. Same thing with Salah. Hence why I asked you about Salah, because I'm like, cool. Obviously, Salah gave us a goal, of course. But when I'm looking outside of that goal, I'm like, I don't even feel like you even played that well. Like I feel like that man marking thing, and he has this thing about coming up against certain types of wingers, certain type, not all type. We've seen it. We've said it in the group. We've laughed about it before about the types of wingers. This brother Cresswells and the Eight Noris and all these type of guys he comes up against, and all of a sudden this brother just freezes, like for whatever reason. I almost felt like the man marking thing, as much as he was picking up these positions further back and keeping the ball and doing all that stuff, and he had to play a different game. I hear all of that, but when you mentioned about Salah coming off and Gakpo coming on, I will agree with you because Gakpo obviously has been, we already know, but at the same time, I wouldn't have been stressing as a Man United player and be like, oh my God, like Salah, like I'll just be like, oh, it's just going to be a different threat now. So maybe even that threat might even be a bit more than what Salah's been doing.
Hold on,
anyway.
You don't think the United players would have been like, when they're looking at Salah and Gakpo, then they're thinking, oh, it's a different threat.
No, that's what I said. No, that's what I said. That's what I said. It's a different threat.
No, but you don't think they're going to be like, this is way worse. You don't think, oh, it's gotten easier now that Gakpo's come on.
No, I don't think you're looking at it thinking it's going to be getting any easier, because the reality is it was already kind of easy whilst he was here. So it's not like we were stressing with Salah there.
But you're saying that, but he still scored a goal. Bear in mind.
No. In one, and this is what I say about Salah. In one moment, that's what he can do to you. So in that kind of aspect, I'm with you. And that's why I say I'll always back Salah. And I'll always say, bro, he'll give you the moment that no one else on the team can give you, where it's like out of nowhere, this brother will just score. Almost missed, by the way. Like I see him rattle the post, but he got it in. And I was just like, okay, say no more. That's why you kind of keep Salah on, because he'll give you that randomly. The problem is the other 90% of the time, if he's not having a great game, I'm just like, you're not really doing anything, my bro. Like, are we better? Are we better just having someone else just come on to do something different, just to give us something a little bit extra, kind of thing. And that's kind of how I felt with Salah. I'll be real, man. It wasn't like, and you know me, bro. Like, I will always like, I don't care about I don't even care about the performance. I'm like, brother, did he score? Yes or no? Yes, he scored. So I can't really chat to man because he's the one who's actually scoring the goals. But in a game where you lose, these things matter. These small margins, these small things, they're always going to matter, man, because you didn't win the game. Like I said, he wasn't one of many. He was a part of a team that lost. So it's kind of difficult, man.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I hear that. I hear that. Yeah, it's like I said, like for me, I think in these games, I think we're missing players like, I think Curtis Jones would have been a massive boost. The one thing that a basic Curtis Jones knows how to do, just to keep the ball. Yeah. And having a player like that in the midfield that would have just kept the ball would have been the equivalent of when United brought on Eriksen or when we brought on Milner back in the day. Just players that just be like, hey, you know what? The worst thing I'm gonna do, or at minimum, I'm just gonna be able to keep the ball and nullify what you guys are gonna do. I'm just gonna be switched on. Instead, we brought on an attacking threat when we didn't necessarily need it. Then that's my point. Is we brought on an attacking threat when we didn't need it. Look, when we brought on McConnell, right, against Chelsea, we saw how Chelsea were having chances. You bring on McConnell and Clark, and McConnell just starts to just, all right, I'm not going to do anything mad. I'm just going to try to keep it. I'm just going to try to keep it for us. Just keep it moving. I think that's what we needed in the game, man. Big up to Curvins Pierre in the broader. I appreciate the super chat saying, I'm a Man United fan and was shocked we won. We had Bruno as centre-back and Anthony as a left-back. How did we win?
Yeah, that's a sharp picture, by the way.
Yeah, sharp picture. Sharp. Yeah, I don't know how you won, man. Tron saying, why are United fans gassing Maino performance? I didn't think midfield got overrun. It didn't get overrun like Tron. I don't know about G, but we didn't have control of it, and neither did they. So whatever he was doing was potentially stopping us having control. Well, it's a midfield battle, and no team had control over the midfield. When you look at the stats, yeah, we had like 54% or 56% possession. That's more or less even, man. It's more or less even. It's not like 60-40 in a game. Do you know what I mean? Or 70-30 like what City had to United. It's a more or less even game. But when you look at their chances, they had more chances to actually caught us on the counter more often than not.
Didn't they have more big chances missed as well in the game, bro?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, they did because Rashford had the one when he hit the post. He had the one when he missed it at the end of the game to make it 4-3 because he could have won the game.
Could have won the game there.
Could have won the game there. So
no, that would have made it 3-2. Remember? Because remember we went in extra time 2-2 into
Oh
extra
yeah,
time.
winning the
That would have
3-2.
made it.
Winning
Yeah.
the 3-2.
So
Winning
that's
the
how you know it was just we like I said we fucked up. We fucked up.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. All right, let's say big up to Doogie saying apparently he broke up with his girlfriend a month or so again. Again, he broke up with his girlfriend again.
He wasn't saying about the
so
life. I don't care about your fucking
could
girlfriend,
be
my brother.
eating him.
Just go and play football, my bro. I don't care about all of that. Just go and play football, bro. I don't care about that. I honestly don't care if you broke up with your girl. I don't care about none of that, bro. I see, and by the way, rest in peace and condolences to his family. I see Conor Bradley come back fantastically, 20-year-old, and father just passed away. Man came back fantastically. And you're going to tell me because you broke up with your girl? If that's true, by the way, I'm not saying it's true. If that is true, brother, suck salt, my guy. I'm not trying to hear any of that.
I heard you say that in time, man.
Yeah, because I don't say, yeah. I'm not trying to hear that. No one ever tried to come to me about.
That was a last season saying, man. You said that.
Because because that man will piss a man off. They could suck salt. But like, nah. If I ever hear anyone come with an excuse of like when man tried to say last season, the reason why I was saying it was because they were trying to say Fabinho was staying in a hotel at the time. But about suck salt, man. Don't you mean about your game? Forget all of that. I don't care about your flipping girl. You think I care about that bullshit? Bro, unless you're paying man's bills or something like that, bro, you got no time to be worrying about your girl. You need to go out there and play football, bro. Forget all of that shit. I see man on Twitch. I was watching Twitch the other day. I see Zabozala on Twitch chilling. It was late, you know. It was late, brother. It was late. I said, nah.
That's like 3-4 a.m. Man's gaming.
Bro, man was gaming like obviously it's in, bro. It was in like it must have been in Hungarian or whatever. I couldn't understand obviously the language that they were speaking. But it was him and his boy, and they were just literally playing. They playing some dead game as well. I was like, brother, get off this.
Was it casino? Or is it another time?
Oh, casino, yes. They were playing casino. So what, man? Gambling? You're telling me about your girl? But shut up, man. Just go play football and go play better than the way you're playing, bro. I'm not trying to hear any of that. Forget that.
Oh man, guys, smash the likes on the video, please. Smash the likes. We should easily be on 100 likes. We got Pranav Adanki, big up to Pranav, saying at this time we must be defending our Gakpo from haters. Hate from our own house makes no progress on our guy, but rather a negative impact on him. And all right, cool. I think this is the best time to just get into it then, innit? Because people are asking for it. Gakpo, man. Cody, Kasper, Gakpo. I spoke about him. I done a stream on him. Like, do you know what I mean? For the members got it and it got released. We spoke about how, you know, why he's struggling. What do you think is the biggest reason as to why Gakpo is not performing to the level he did back end of last season? How he performed at PSV? There's been just like a stark drop off.
I think with someone like Gakpo, you got to realize, bro, man was the striker at the end of last season. Klopp in the summer then decides to make Nunes the number 9. So he's obviously gearing towards him playing number 9. We obviously don't have the player. I don't think we had Ryan Gravenberch at this point when we start off against Chelsea. Puts him in midfield. Okay, cool. He plays midfield for 1 game, then 2 games, then 3 games. So now you're playing man in different positions. All the while, Nunes now comes into the fold as your new number 9. So now you're trying to play a 3 of Diaz, Nunes, and then Salah on the other side. But you ain't playing Gakpo in these positions. You're bringing Gakpo on every now and again. And when you are bringing them on, it's for maybe on the left, maybe through the middle, maybe on the right, whatever. You're just bringing them on in different positions. He's also playing in the midfield position. With someone like Gakpo, yeah, that brother just needs consistency and to feel like he is the main man. Because we saw what happened last season when Nunes was on the bench and he couldn't play. That's what we were seeing. My only problem that I have with this whole Gakpo thing, listen, Gakpo's been stinking up the place. And you guys don't even want to know what Roms calls this brother in the chat. But he's been stinking up the place like no.
Oh, what is it? Is it my man?
Yeah, all of that stuff. And I don't even want to say it. Let Roms do that.
Oh, this dude.
But you can't. What I don't like is that man's been watching Nunes be shit, but run around for time, and man tell me yeah, we got to back this guy. We got to do this because he's this, that, and the third. Gakpo has been stinky, but now man don't want to do the whole backing thing. For what reason? I have no idea. But when it was Nunes, or when it was, to be honest, it's only ever really been the whole Nunes situation. But when it was Nunes, man were telling me in the chat, they said, nah, you man are hating. Nunes does this and he does that. These times I'm watching Nunes looking like he's just one 5-year-old playing football for the first time in his life and miss open goals. But we were supposed to just be like, yeah, that's calm. Let him do his thing and tear. Gakpo, even though we watched him literally have a better season last year than Nunes, and he came after Nunes, and then we don't want to then say, yeah, let's give man time. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't care if you think either one. I think Gakpo's been stinky, but he's been shit recently. Let's not even dress it up. But then we can't, man's not trying to see you back one player, but then you don't. I'm seeing man say, nah, we got to sell him. We got to do this. We got to do that. Brother, but when man was asking, yeah, sure, what, should we sell Nunes? And I'm saying yes straight off the rip. Man's saying, nah, you're just hating. What do you mean I'm hating? I'm just giving you my opinion. But Gakpo, oh no, we got to sell him. He's shit. Where is it? Come on, bro. Like, Gakpo's not playing the positions like Nunes. Nunes has played left wing or up front. And he's stunk at times in both positions, bro. Do you get what I'm trying to say? It's only now that he's and midway through the season, we'll go back to Jerry's show, to my show, to other people's show. I guarantee if you watch the shows back again, there was a shift when people said, nah, Nunes got to start up front, to Nunes got to start on the left wing, to Nunes now needs to start up front. You'll see the shift in all the videos that we've done over time and people talking about that. So come on now, man. Like, if we're going to do that for Nunes, and I'm just saying, for everyone who's saying that, then why is everyone not going to do the same thing for Gakpo or for anyone else, for that matter? Man's got to keep the same energy. That's the only thing I didn't like, because I was like, brother, what? When Nunes was missing open goals, remember that open goal, what, against Sparta Prague the other day against Luton? Man saying, nah, man, Nunes. What? Bro, loud that. That was all cringe anyway. That was so cringe, but we were still doing it though. So for Gakpo, you man keep the same energy. Make sure you're backing the brother. That's all I want to see, is you backing him constantly whilst he's going through this poor form. Man can't chat to me about, yeah, he's shit, he's that. No, I don't want to hear that from anybody, from nobody. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it's Jerry. I don't care if it was a content creator. I don't care who it is. Man can't sit now tell me thing. But as Jerry said, and in the comment that you put on my thing, he has been shit. He's been a ghost. As in, I'm watching this guy and I'm thinking, yeah, I need you to sit on the bench for like 5 games. And then Jerry's been calling for it in the group. I need to just see dance. Let me just see dance for a piece. And then maybe we go from there, because you're not playing well, bro. And all you're doing is just getting into the limelight more for how shit you've been recently. And that's not a good thing. But we have to keep the same energy at the same time. Man saying, sell Nunes before I sell Gakpo. I promise you that.
Yeah. But the way is, I definitely hear it. I think I said it before. Gakpo, the types of finishes he did against United, was that at Anfield or Old Trafford? When it was Old Trafford. Was that Anfield? No.
We set him 7-0. We set him 7-0.
Oh, yes, it was at Anfield. It was at Anfield. Yeah. Gakpo, for me, that was the best performance I remember seeing Gakpo in.
Yeah.
And Gakpo was like the types of finishes.
Mad.
Even this season against Spurs. Remember the swivel finish?
Oh, yes. That was a banger. That's what I'm saying.
Remember? And he done his knee.
Oh,
yeah. He done his knee and he had to come off, and then he was out injured and obviously came back. Gakpo's got quality, 100%. I just don't know. And this is why I'm saying, and it's with any player that we've got right now, I'm not even saying sell, don't sell. I'm saying keep everyone. Reason why I'm saying that is the guy just doesn't fit the system that Klopp's got at this moment.
I agree.
He doesn't. He needs the game to be a bit slower because he needs to get in the right positions. He wants the ball into feet. We play it as a team that's in behind. Obviously, he's a good player. Like, you can see his ability. I question whether and this is the question I've got, does he fit the Premier League? Because when you look at the best forwards that have done well in the Premier League in recent years, that either elite, like speed demons, as Has said, big up to Has, speed demons, yeah, like rapid. They're mad. There's 4 things. They have a speed demon's got a mad finish, like they're just goal scorers. They can finish. Got mad tech, like a Bobby Firmino, yeah, or just have great strength, like it's just superior. Like when you see like even like a Tony against centre back, you can see like, he's having his way with these man. He's holding them off. He's flicking it off, and then you got.
Why do you think Chris Wood is still in the Premier League, bro?
Chris Wood, exactly. But when you even look at lower down the leagues, like the strikers that do well, Vardy, it's mad pace, in it, mad pace, and of course he's a good striker. He's got the finish on top of that as well. But it allows him to have that. You look at Chris Wood. You look at pure those strikers. You need to go and have that, and Gakpo just doesn't have it.
Yeah.
He just doesn't. He's not the fastest. He's not the best technically. He's not mad strong, I think. And for me, the worrying thing about me, and I keep saying this on group chats, is the fact that he hides.
Yeah.
And I can't stand a brother that hides. I cannot stand it. When I've got the ball at the back and I've got my foot on the ball and I'm like, and I'm asking for the midfielder to show and get on the ball and you're hiding, I hate that. If I'm a number 10 or I'm on the wing and I'm looking to play you the ball and you're hiding, I hate that. I hate that. When you're hiding, that's the worst thing you can go and do. The worst thing. And I think if we played with like the thing is, he'd probably work as a 10 if we played like a 4-2-3-1. The problem is, he's not technical enough to be the best 10, if that makes sense. You can play him there, but then you're looking at it thinking, I could see a Florian Wirtz. I've got like a Morgan Gibbs-White. There's a Morgan Gibbs-White even. Do you know what I mean? At that team and at Nottingham Forest, and look what he can do. There's a Cole Palmer. Like, you're not the best 10. So at this moment in time, when you look at it, it's like you're not the best forward. You're not the best winger, even at Liverpool, right? You're not the best number 10, even at Liverpool. If you go and look at what we've got, you're not the best right winger. It's like we'd have to go and build a system around him in the same way you're looking like a Bobby. And it's like we've moved away from that. And now that we've moved away from it, I think he hasn't got his space, because back in the last season we were still playing that kind of Bobby Firmino role, and he was doing fine. Now that's gone. It's either you got this number 9 like a Jota and the Nunes that are playing as like straight out number 9s, or you're playing on the wing. There's no in between. This false 9 thing doesn't even work in you. It's like it doesn't exist that in this season, with Trent moving into midfield and that.
Brother, I agree with literally everything he said. Remy, you're saying that I don't buy the idea that Gakpo don't fit the Klopp system. He has been played in several roles by now. We should know which one fits him best. That's almost like an oxymoron, because you're in one sentence you're saying that you don't buy the idea, which is true, which is exactly what me and Jerry is saying right now. But then in the next sentence you're saying we should know which position fits him best. But that's the point. If he's been played in so many different systems, in so many different roles, how would we know which one is going to... We don't know. That's the point. We actually don't know. That's the issue that we've got with someone like a Gakpo. Hence why I say that's why I agree with Jerry when he's mentioning about just doesn't fit. I agree. I just don't think the way that Liverpool are playing this season, last season, it worked. We had no Manchetser, there was no Szoboszlai, there was no Endo, there was no Curtis Jones really in until the latter part of the thing. Yes, so that worked in that kind of midfield where they were all about just running around and do whatever they needed to do. Cool. This midfield where we've got a tad bit more technical ability, we've got, I think someone just mentioned it there, you've got players like Manchetser who might occupy that same space because he wants to roam. He's allowed that license to roam around to Szoboszlai. We saw him getting an end of chances. Trent coming in.
Everyone pushes up, innit?
And this is the problem when you've got that kind of thing. I agree, and this is why. That's why I'm trying to back him, but then I'm kind of losing, because the reality is I don't feel like you fit what we're trying to do right now. Maybe under a different manager, fair enough, but I don't know what the next manager is going to do in terms of style of play. But right now, you just do not fit. So maybe you just got to hold the bench. Like I said, you just got, because you can't have Danz who comes on and he's almost like and obviously Danz isn't strong like that, but he's strong enough to where I've seen him in the games that he's come on and I'm like, okay, you've got a bit of presence about you. Yeah.
He imposes, and that's what it is. It's like he imposes himself, and that's the
yeah.
You know when nothing, like, I don't know, man. It sounds mad like cliche and just Brexit when you say it, but like when there's nothing else you can do as a striker, it's just go on and just cause a nuisance, innit? And that's what people are praising Gak and Nunes for. So
exactly.
And this is and that's the problem where I've got with Gakpo, is that no one can sit here and tell me that technically Gakpo isn't better than Nunes. Like if they no one can say that. No one can say that if they had to go and do a touch or who could do step or whatever, like kick ups, who's going to do better in that Gakpo's going to do better. What I'm saying is though, Nunes he doesn't hide, and he just at the end of the day just like, all right, if nothing else is working, I'm just still going to just try and cause a nuisance, put my body in here, bully this guy. I might headbutt next man and get sent off, but I'm gonna show people that, it's not gonna be an easy game. with Gakpo, sometimes it's like the game just it goes by. You look, it's 20, 30 minutes into the game. You're like, rah, I don't think he's jumped up for a header once. Centre back just held him off like that and headed the ball. Dan's when you saw it against the Chelsea game, he's already trying to, regardless whether he's successful or not, he's trying to go and do something. He's trying to bully, man. He's trying to harass people, and it's just, it's going to be, it's going to be, it's going to be an interesting one, man. Yeah. Another one I wanted to obviously chop up before we get into the comments and then head out next 5 minutes or so is Diaz, because I know you're not the biggest Diaz. You're not the biggest Diaz fan.
No.
Yeah, you're not the biggest Diaz fan. Me and I like Diaz, innit? I like Diaz. I think in a similar fashion, the way people are talking about Diaz, when you've allowed this, what's happened with Nunes to run.
This is what I'm saying, though, bro. This is what I'm saying, bro.
No, when man are seeing 100 million price tags, they're like, yeah, cash him. It's gone.
Yeah, obviously, you know me, I'm going to say cash through. I'm what, 100? I'm like, bro, take 70 million. We're good.
You're trying to cash in on Diaz, Nunes, Gakpo, flipping.
But I'm trying to cash on. It's so fucked because it's the same forward line, bro.
Possible.
It's mad because Liverpool blatantly joined top. Yeah, but I would blatantly get. It's funny. It's one of them things. But yeah, sorry, go on.
Yeah, but this is a guy, that I'm seeing like I said, albeit he had the in terms of the way he's gone and obviously just like not finished his dinner against City. But albeit that was probably one of the best performances I would have seen from a winger at Anfield without scoring in terms of what he was able to go and do by himself. Because at times, just like you said, it was defense and Diaz and maybe Salah was over there, but they were mad miles apart. And Diaz it's just like give the ball to Diaz, let him just try let him do something. Just the same way you were talking about Garnacho, right? He had a fantastic performance. It was just give the ball to him and see what he's gonna do. And more so even with Diaz, because they've got Rashford on the other side that can mix it up. Diaz is picking up the ball from the edge of our box and driving that man and having to carry 30, 40 yards like this is school football, then dubs up a man and then score. And he even had a decent shot against Onana as well, where he did that. Slowed down, you thought he was finished, you thought he was dead. Shift inside and had a shot that he snapshot that he obviously Onana had a obviously good palm to it near post. Right, like I just don't get how man are giving him like 4s and that for the performance when you're looking at the other forwards and what the other players are doing. When man's like, no, like just like give me the ball. Just give me the ball. I'm gonna have to try and do something because Soboslai, you're not doing anything. You're not doing anything. So just give me the ball then. Robertson, cool. I'm gonna give you the ball. What are you gonna do? You can't finish your dinner. Just give me the ball. At that point, like it's give me the ball. And no matter what, he might be on a spell where he's trying to like find his form or whatever, but he hasn't even got the. He can't even be in a situation where it's like, oh, you know what, calm. I'm just gonna do. You know the Salah touchline winger. I'm just gonna stand out wide. I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna keep the ball, pass it around, be very simple, and allow someone else to do the stuff. It's like, no, he's got to do everything. And I don't get how man are trying to get rid of him when out of all of our forwards right now, he's the only one that looks likely to create a chance. Forgetting Salah because we know who Salah is. Out of Cody, Gakpo, and Nunes, he's the only one that's going to create a chance. Because without them, God forbid we didn't have Diaz for Chelsea, didn't have him for Man City, and we had to go and play like Elliot or Cody Gakpo out there. It would have been curtains for me. It would have been curtains.
Listen, I think I don't dislike Diaz. I do like him, but I do think with his level of inconsistencies at time, it does bug me. But in saying that, he doesn't hide in games. Like, I feel like he won't hide. He will just play poorly because he's trying to do whatever he's trying to do, whatever that might be. He don't hide like a Gakpo who will hide in games where you're like, bro, like, as you said, 30 minutes, you haven't done one header, like you haven't done anything kind of thing. Whereas Diaz don't do that. He doesn't really hide in games like that. It would just be more, you're frustrated with, oh, no end product this time or that time, or you're doing the wrong action in the wrong kind of situation. You know, yeah, big up Steve New. It's like his intelligence at time, his football IQ is like, sometimes like I'm like, bro, like, do you understand like what's kind of realistically going on at times? But then there's times when, as you say, against Manchester City, all he does, he puts the ball in the back of the net just one time. Liverpool in the game. Puts the ball in the back of the net just one time, then we're talking about one of the best performances, this, that, and the third. Unfortunately, he doesn't really do that. So yeah, and big up Andy, man. He kind of plays like a 19-year-old in that sense where you're like, you're dope in what you're doing for a 19-year-old, but I can tell you ain't really got that experience because in certain situations you shouldn't be doing that. in certain situations, you should have just done this or you should have just done that. So, and that's kind of, I agree, that is kind of the way that he does play.
But do we think that's the system or do you think that's Diaz? Because, you know, before, I remember talking last season, even the season before, it was like, when Diaz is just Diaz, just do whatever you want, it comes off. It's like, oh, you know, I'm going to get the ball here, I'm going to cut inside, bang, score. I'm going to make a route here, score. When you're now having to go and play in this system where you're relying on everyone else, it's like it's form dropped. I remember we actually done a stream on it where we were talking about thinking like, yeah, bro, it's like when Diaz is like, when we're playing this system, we're poor. We weren't scoring goals, not scoring goals. I go back to like, I think Bournemouth last season. It's like, I know, just give Diaz the ball then. Diaz just said, you know what, I'm just going to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Go. And then it's like, all right, now we're looking at Diaz and thinking, oh, he's a fantastic player. But within this system, again, another player that maybe needs the team built around him isn't really shines in those moments where the team's built around him, where it's like, yeah, cool, you can do your thing. But when he's got to now integrate with the other components in the team, maybe it isn't as good.
It's Remy, I agree. They have exchange roles at the moment when it comes to inconsistency. I think what your point there about another player, like how many players can we build? We can only build a team around one player. Like we can't build a team around this guy and that guy and this guy and that guy. Agree. So it's like we can't have two. Like if we've got too many of the, like Trent needs the team built around him. But then at the same time, Salah wants the team to almost be built, or he wanted the team to be built around him. Then you've got like Diaz, if we're talking about him. People want Manchetser. Oh, let's build it around. Like, I don't feel like you can have this many players where it's like the only way you're going to see the best out of them is constantly trying to build the team around them, because then I don't feel like you have any real identity. Or if you do have an identity, which we do have now, these players, like we're seeing this season, because they're almost like they all want to or all need to be the main man. That's why I said before, there's only one player for Liverpool this whole season who I can actually categorically say from start to really to finish, from the first game of the season till now, has been consistent throughout the whole season is Virgil van Dijk. Everyone else I've looked at, Virgil van Dijk is probably the only one. Alisson, maybe if it's even him against Manchester City at that shitty game, but everyone else has always had periods where you're just like, they're out of form, because that game, we just didn't really play with you as the main guy that game, for whatever reason that might have been. And I just feel like Virgil being the only person, how many players can you have in a team that need to be a main don to be able to do this? Or we got to play to Nunez's strengths. Okay, so when we don't play to Nunez's strengths, or when we do and he's still missing, then what do we do in that situation? Oh, let's do it to someone else now. Okay, let's do it to Gakpo when he's finally wants to be, fit and firing and scoring goals. Let's do it to Diaz in this game. Trent, when he comes back, is he going to be that guy again where we're going to be waiting for him to do the Hollywood passes and stuff like that and this, that, and the third? Yes, bro. I just feel like you've got too many men in that team almost, like who need that. That's why this team is so bro. That's why this team, like I say, it's consistent because we're able to swap one player and bring someone else in who just kind of picks up their own form throughout time. But we've got too many inconsistent players within the team. I'm not saying that's the reason why we lost. I'm also not saying that's the reason why Liverpool are not going to win anything. But what I am saying is this has been happening since game one to now. We've all seen it. But when you're winning, you're not gonna say anything. You're not gonna reiterate these points. You're not gonna babble on about it because you're winning games. You don't care. No one cares when you're winning games. Like I'm not gonna be sitting here nitpicking when you're winning games. Well, I have been actually, to be fair. But other people are not gonna nitpick when you're winning games because it's like, oh yeah, let's look at the good stuff and do. Well, guess what? You lost now. So let's now look at the stuff that been talking about for time, and let's talk about that now, so that this don't happen again. So we don't lose another game again, because we can't really afford to lose another game again anytime soon because of how important the rest of the games are.
Facts. Just get into some of the comments before we head off, man. It's been a heavy tactics board, man. Not so much on a tactic. I don't think the game was about tactics. I just think it was it's tactics, but lack of control, and I just don't know how. We didn't really have the players that were going to go and do that. Like, do you know what I mean? In previous seasons, we've criticised not having having Hendersons and having Milners because they just too many sideways passes. This is why you need a person that's going to do sideways passes, isn't it? Look at what City did when they brought on Kovacic, innit? It was just to have someone that's going to keep the ball, it's going to come and get it and just keep the ball.
He just looked so calm in that midfield.
That's what I'm saying, man. Lord Cromwell, big up to saying, did Klopp really say United had a week off to prepare? Yeah, he did. He did. What did you think of the Klopp when he lost it with the reporter?
I had to. That's what I was asking people on Twitter what they were mad about. But apparently, people were saying they thought he called the brother fat. But
he said it's clear. He said it's clear you don't work out. Like seeing.
No, but when you watch, if I watch the thing, he ain't even talking about him. Is because the brother even came out today to say, like, he wasn't talking about my weight. He was talking about, he said I'm unfit for purpose. Basically, I'm unfit to ask the questions.
To ask the questions.
Kind of
Yeah.
And I was just like,
it's the way they clicked it up.
It's by the way, and this is, and that's why even I was like, bro, you man had me on flipping on X defending Klopp at flipping all 8-9 o'clock in that. So, bro, don't let that happen again, man. Like, listen to the clips properly and let's see what's going on.
Right, man. We've got Keep It Real saying in 3 weeks' time, Liverpool will make a statement win at Old Trafford. In my opinion, we definitely won't see that performance again. Jota, Trent, Jones, Ibra will be back. That's very, very true. Again, the performance wasn't a terrible performance. It was just lack of control, innit? Like United at home in a derby can do that. They can obviously go and try hit you on a counter. We just didn't have a control, and they hit us too many times on the counter. If they have flipping half the amount of, if they're having 20, 30 shots on goal, they have 15, right? That's a massive difference. Like, you could arguably just halve the amount of goals that they've got. So instead of having 4 goals, they've got 2, and you win the game 3-2. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's essentially how it works, man. Honestly saying, David wants to say Nottingham Forest given a 4-point deduction by an independent panel for breach of Premier League profitability and sustainability rules. 18th in the table, peak. Morgan Gibbs-White, emerge, rise, man, rise. Bring him over, man. Bring him over.
That's mad. That's at the 18th now. Fuck.
Yeah, mad. Social Join saying entertaining game as a neutral, nice up and down schoolboy football. Both teams don't play possession football, rock and roll. That's exactly what it was, man. That's exactly what it was. And do you know what it was? What actually frustrated me, just thinking about it now, there was a situation where Klopp was like, obviously he was annoyed that we weren't finishing our chances, but he should have just been there more, you know, in those type of games when Benitez, and I know Klopp wants to just go and get the 3rd, the 4th, the 5th goal. Benitez would have just been like, or Mourinho, we're 2-1 up, done. Shut up shop, keep it, go back to keeper, start again, keep it. And the game would have just fizzled out. Us instead, we made it, we want to go and play rock and roll, like you said, just go back, revert back to type, and yeah, it was peak. We got Albert here saying, shock Sunday is what I had. I'm still rooted to X marks the spot. We got Mersey Red saying, missing chances can come down to fatigue 100%. That's true. Billy Long saying fatigue, legs. I wonder Liverpool's training being too harsh and is causing these injuries. Maybe so, man. It's something we've discussed before, man.
Yeah.
Lannan Adamwalekun saying, I believe Irish Reds, yeah? And a Nigerian surname. The Niger Irish, say no more. Saying, I believe the manager and the players will learn from this loss. We will win the league game against Man United, and we cannot afford to drop points. Well, we've got to. We just got to, innit? We got Tron here saying, JJ, did you release the outro song yet? No, I'm gonna release it. I'm gonna release it as a single on the channel. The people are wanting the outro.
You singing?
Yeah, I'm singing over it. Oh, Campione, the one and only. The outro. I'm releasing the single, but I'll release it this week. Rob Stewart saying, what scares me about all these players is Klopp leaving will expose them without the team tactical cohesion. Certain players will be exposed. I think that's fair to say. Yeah. Certain players will thrive, though. There'll be certain players that you look at and be like, oh my God, like, he's the best. Tsimikas might become like the Grimaldo at Leverkusen.
Literally.
And Robbo's non-existent. Robbo don't work because Tsimikas is more technical. You just don't know. It's like, I always look at, you know Alonso that used to be at Chelsea?
Oh, yeah, Marcus.
Yeah, baller. I remember at Sunderland, baller. Of course, it looked terrible when he was there and they were playing a mad defensive game. When you're just a wing back in that system, he was looking cold. He was cooking, man, whipping free kicks in. He was looking good, and they won the league like that, innit? They won the league like that.
It's true.
Detective Conan saying, hold that, does it hurt? I don't know, man. I don't know. We've got Lannan saying, Jerry and G, the reason Gakpo will no longer work as a false 9 in the current team is because Manchetser will be occupying the same position. Gakpo dropped to those positions, which is no longer needed. Yeah, he needs to be making runs in behind, and Mo Salah's even alluded to the fact that when he plays with different forwards, they want different things, and Gakpo he doesn't like the ball in behind. He likes the ball into feet, and if that's the case, he's always going to come deep, which means that he makes it we need runners then in behind, but you've got Salah that wants the ball to feet because he's changed his game. Diaz is someone that wants the ball to feet as well, and of course he can make runs off the ball, but he's not like a Jota. He needs to make runs in behind. There needs to be someone, and that's why Nunes, I think, complements them a bit more. World of Football saying, big up Jerry and G, big up to yourself. We've got FW. That's a crazy Avi.
That's a crazy pick. Yo.
Saying United. We've got official Twizzy saying United. We've got Clark Kent saying that should have come with coaching with staff in terms of Diaz's IQ. That's very true, to be fair. Diaz has a very good game and does nothing wrong yet gets slandered. Salah has an absolute stinker covered up by a tap-in and gets no criticism.
Rare, man. Watch the video, man.
D&D saying, wait, swear that's you. Of course it is, man. Of course it is. Bruv, why are you lying to the people, G? Of course that's me singing. How else would I make the outro?
We'll hear it when we leave, innit? Like, then I'll know if it's you, bro.
All right, cool.
We'll hear it. Man didn't say nothing to me, boy. I talked to Jerry the other day, boy. I didn't hear nothing about no outro.
Bruv, you heard the outro.
I didn't hear you tell me that you sung the outro, though. I spoke to you the other day, remember? I didn't hear you say, oh, G, by the way, man's got, you know what I'm saying, look what outro and that. I mean, just plug it or something.
This outro's been on the channel, though. This outro's been on the channel.
Well, I'm saying, what, the same outro that you've been playing this whole time?
Yeah, that's me.
Bro. Anyway, just continue the comments, bro. I'm not here to argue with you, bro.
We've got Ryan saying, for me, Diaz was excellent today, getting way too much stick. I agree with that. 90s Raver saying, hi, playing such a strong side in a dead rubber game last Thursday. It looks like a mistake now. It does look like a mistake, and that's fair to say, man. D&D saying, what's your outro song, bro? It's called Campione, man. Campione by the Jerry James Show. I mean, what else do you want to say? Do you know what I mean? That's what it's called. What else we got here? Tron saying, G, do you think Salah would thrive under Alonso? It's going to be the last one, man.
Nah, I don't think he'll thrive. I think he'll just become really the same. I think he'll just be kind of the exact same. Don't think there'll be any change. Steve
Newton saying, it is what if we move. Still having a good season so far. So we mad because it's United. I agree. And I think, all right, cool. The question I've got, the last one.
Go on.
Do Liverpool do the treble then?
No. I didn't think we were doing the treble anyway.
Do you think Liverpool do the... No. You didn't think Liverpool do the quad. Do we do the treble now?
No, but I never thought we'd do 3 trophies anyway. But, okay, if you're asking me now.
Do you think we do a double?
No. Oh, sorry. We got 1 trophy already. My apologies. We got 1 trophy already. Sorry, guys. Sorry. Sorry, Tron. Sorry.
So
I'm forgetting that we've got. No. I'm forgetting that we've already got a Carabao thing. I apologize, guys. Yes, I think Liverpool will do a double, and that's it.
Does that include the league?
No.
What makes you confident we're going to win our next 5 games in the Europa League?
I just think the quality of the teams that are left, I just think anyway, because it's over 2 legs, we'll be okay. If it was 1 leg, I wouldn't be as confident because you have to come to Anfield at one point. I just think it's going to be a long day for whoever that team is still. So yeah,
I hear it. Right, quick one before we head off. I just want to go and see the.
Hold on, whoa! Before we even head up, bro, do you think we're winning a treble, bro? You can't just ask me and.
I don't even know. You know, I feel. Do you know what's happened? Do you remember when we did this? Hold on. Let's see if I still got it here.
What's this? This was the injury stuff. Injury stuff? Yeah.
Remember when we did this?
That was like the other day. It wasn't too long ago.
Yeah, 84 when we did the quad. Right. Yeah. 122, 118, 210. That's the season where Virgil and I got injured. 132. Yeah, it's in terms of injuries, it might be catching up to us, man.
Yeah, Remy, you're right. At the beginning, bro, like I said, Liverpool winning shit this season. I couldn't give 2 shits about any cup trophy anyway. I was more looking at the Prem, but yeah, I didn't think Liverpool win shit. The Carabao Cup. Okay, I'll ask you this then. everyone in the chat and Jerry mainly, but everyone in the chat, if Liverpool were to just end the season with a Carabao Cup and nothing else, would that? How would you rate that season? But we finished in the final in the Europa League, and we finished the league by 1 point.
Extremely disappointed.
Okay, cool, fair enough. Then.
That's me. Extremely. Like at the beginning of the season, of course, I didn't expect it, but contextually, how
things
change, very disappointing. Because for me, I don't know about other people, but I don't care about other fans. If you had gone and won the FA Cup on that as well, and you went, then you make it a bit different. Like, all right, cool, but you were still dominant in the other competitions. You didn't allow that to slide. Now that you've allowed that to slide, and you got beaten by your rivals, United. You got to go and do the big one now, man. You've got to go and do the big one. But look, it is what it is. It is what it is. But look, people, that's the Dre James show. G, appreciate obviously you tuning in as well. Obviously jumping on as always, appreciate it, man. But she's saying big up, lads. But you know what? She always says big up, lads. Sophia, big up to yourself. That seems a bit more personal because of the game. So I'm not gonna say big you up. I'm just gonna salute you, Sophia. Cool.
Salute.
But yeah, man. Obviously, appreciate you jumping on. Yeah, before I obviously hit the outro button, yeah, let me know what.
Where we hear Jerry singing.
Yeah.
I'll put. I don't know. I'll see if you're about this evening. I wanted to do either a video on Gakpo or Elliot. I might leave Gakpo. I feel like Amanda would be too harsh on the brother. Maybe we'll do a video on Elliot or something. Talking about him. But yeah, if you're free this evening, we'll do that. If not, sometime this week, that'll be a video coming out. We ain't got no more football in it, like no more games. So yeah. I got a few videos lined up anyway. So people just keep the notification bell, man. It'll be dead there.
Yeah, man. Link to G's OnlyFans down below as well.
Come on, bro. I know you might want to see that. I know you want to see that, bro.
And yeah, man. Listen, after I drop the outro, yeah, the outro. Listen, man are gonna be reloaded.
What's his name tried to use that in his match reaction as well?
Who?
See it. KG. When the Liverpool game. I can't remember who scored, but he tried to you can hear it because he's got like the buttons and that. I see him play like I can hear it playing like in the background. Reload it. I was like, bro, these are gonna be mad for the next couple of days.
I hear that. Yeah. Look, people. Stay tuned. Make sure we're smashing the like, people. If you're on X, if you're on Twitch, I know a lot of you guys were. Head over to the YouTube channel. Smash the like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Head over to GTV at Football. Subscribe. En route to what is it? 55,000 subscribers.
Yeah. I mean, I was gonna say 100, but that sounded a bit too.
100,000. 100,000 subscribers. 100,000 subscribers. So make sure we're smashing a like on that as well. I'll put the link. It's in the description anyway. And yeah, man, until next time, people, stay blessed. It's been the Dre James show. I'll catch you tomorrow or something. We'll chop up some content. But yeah, and we're out, man. Peace.